Good evening, everyone. We are welcome to today's technical session. While we wait for other people to join, can we share the link for other people to join? Thank you so much. You're welcome, Miss Abby, Mr. Amos, Engineer Chukwuebuka. You're welcome to our Miss. Mr. William, Mr. Ike, Mr. Adekoya, you're welcome to our Miss. Mr. Daniel, Mr. David Miracle, Mr. Ebenezer, Miss Goodness, Mr. Ikeoluwa, Miss Jonelia, Mr. Matthew, and Engineer Tamunotoye. You're welcome to our Miss. We are waiting for other people to join before we start the program. Thank you. Good day, everyone. You are welcome to today's technical session, whose theme is the Smart Reservoir, Integrating Geoscience and Data Science in Energy Exploration. And I'm the moderator for today. My name is Oluwashola Olani, and I'm the SPU Outreach Chairperson. Now, as the energy industry advances, reservoir understanding is increasingly driven by the synergy between geological insight and data-driven analytics. By combining subsurface knowledge with machine learning, real-time data, and advanced modeling, we are transforming how reservoirs are characterized, monitored, and optimized. Today's technical session will explore this intersection, showcasing how smart integrated workflows can improve exploration decisions, enhance recovery, and shape the future of energy development. Now, the next thing on our agenda is the safety moment, which will be taken by Miss Ebby, who is the SPYP Worry Section ALP co-lead.
Okay, thank you very much, Sola, for the introduction. Okay, I'll be standing in for Brad Charles because she's not on the call. And I'll just go ahead with the safety brief. Okay, for us to make this meeting a success, it is imperative that You mute your mic when you're not speaking to reduce chaos and, allow the meeting to function properly. So please mute your mic when you're not speaking. Then if you have something to say or if you have a comment to drop, you kindly use the raise up hand button on the Zoom and we'll call you up to speak. If you are using your headset like me, ensure you can still hear the fire alarm with your headset or your AirPods or whatsoever you are using. Ensure you are alert of your environment. Ensure you can hear whatever is going on in your environment. Use the chat button for comments and for questions. Maintain a good sitting posture. If you're sitting, please ensure to sit up straight so that you don't have posture issues. Be at alert and aware of your environment. Always stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss AB. You're welcome, Oluwashinwara Fumi. You're welcome, Matthew. You're welcome, Odinikas. The next thing on our agenda is the opening remarks, which will be taken by the immediate past section chairperson for SB Wari chapter, the person of Engineer Tamuno Toyebambo.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. I'm really honored to be invited to this section because I think that this is a very important topic, especially for young professionals and even students that are to come into aspiring to come into the oil industry. The reason being that a many of us think that with the new energy demand and the crave to go for alternative form of energy, that fossil fuel is probably on its way out. But it's been clear that fossil fuel has a lot to play, not just generating the cash for the future alternative energy, but also trying to meet demand even up to 2050 and beyond. So a topic like this is really key to reinforce the fact that we need to do things better, to generate that cash. As a country, the federal government have announced a desire to increase production, to increase our income, right? So the energy industry is around, especially the oil and gas. I will be very biased to oil and gas now because a, a lot of changing terminology from petroleum to energy. But again, focusing on what petroleum brings into the mix, I'll be focusing on oil and gas. There needs to be increased production. As reservoirs decline, exploration becomes a key area where we're looking at getting more reserves to replace the reserves we produce as we're pulling hard. We have many energy players now in the petroleum industry, both IOCs and indigenous companies. And this is a very key area. How do we use data-driven technologies to go increase the speed at which we recover, we explore and recover increased reserves? So I will urge us that are here to please pay attention to this. You probably have a career here, especially if you are a IT or data analytics savvy person. So we have a very good speaker on this topic that will do justice to it. So I want to urge every one of us here. Thanks for organizing this. Let's pay attention. I'll have my notes here and I'll also be taking notes. So on this note, I want to say welcome to this event. Back to you, MC. Hello, was I heard?
Yeah, thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that. The next on our agenda is the introduction of the guest speaker by Mr. Esaka Prince, who is the president of the SPSDU chapter.
Sola, I don't think Prince is on the call, so please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, ma.
Okay, so I don't think Prince is on the call. I'll just go ahead to read the speaker's bio and you just go. Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ibi once again, and I'll be taking the introduction of the speaker. Chukwuebuka Kizito Duro is a dynamic project engineer at Rentec Engineering and a reservoir engineering trainee at Laser Engineering in Port Harcourt. With a passion for advancing hydrocarbon recovery through innovative reservoir engineering and machine learning solutions, holding a Master in Engineering with distinctions in Petroleum Engineering from Federal University of Petroleum Resources and FRU, and another Master in Engineering in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Now University, where he finished as the second overall best graduating student. Chukwuebuka is certified by SP in fundamentals and practical aspects of machine learning for the energy professional, IWCF Level 1, Kegel Intro, Kegel Intro to Machine Learning and the Effective African Leaders Program. His expertise in Petra, Eclipse, Prosper, and MBAL and the tech log has driven significant achievements, including a 5% improvement in in-place volume estimates MBAL modeling. Its SP paper, Real-Time Reservoir Modeling and Optimization Frameworks for Enhanced Hydrocarbon Recovery in Niger Delta Basin, presented at the SP NAIS 2025, underscores its contributions to reservoir optimization. His weekly hashtag Reservoir Fundamentals series on LinkedIn shares technical insights, inspiring SP members and young engineers to deepen their understanding of reservoir engineering principles. Chukwuebuka serves as industry collaboration co-lead for SP Worry, fostering partnerships to drive innovation, a commitment reinforced by his volunteering with UN, Red Cross, SPE, and CAAE, a member of the NSC, SPE, and IEE. Please, with a warm applause for our speaker, let's welcome on board Engineer Chukwuebuka Duro. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. I think I should put on my video. Can you see me too and hear me?
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
I think I should go ahead and share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. Give me a minute. Sorry, just give me a minute, please. Yeah. To be sure this is working as I want it to. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Like Madam AB said, my name is Chukwuebuka Kizitodu, and I'm very happy to be here this evening. I'm really grateful to God because it's technically partially a miracle for what has happened today, because I have an activity I've been waiting for about a month or two. I knew it to be scheduled for December, but it was finally scheduled for today. So as I'm here with you, I have another presentation waiting for me. And lucky for me, I think I might end up making that presentation by 6 p.m. But then, like I said, it's a miracle, so I'm grateful to God for that. So today we are to discuss. I think I should ship this to somewhere else. So today we are to discuss the smart reservoir, integrating geoscience and data science in energy exploration. The purpose of this lecture is very simple: bridging petroleum engineering with modern data science to inspire students and professionals. So we will explore challenges in hydrocarbon recovery, how machine learning is reshaping the reservoir engineering, and what opportunities lie ahead for future innovators. Like I was told, I'm speaking to majority of students. I know that there are professionals here. I can see my boss, and I can see the immediate past section chair on the call. So he's a professional, and maybe one or two things from his boy would add value to his work life. But then for the future generation, for students, what are the opportunities for you? What are we suffering in the industry that you can solve for us? So let me go to the next slide. First, here is how we will journey through this. So we'll start with obviously introduction, but then we'll talk about the thematic pillars of this presentation. That is hydrocarbon recovery, machine learning foundation, integrated framework for reservoir optimization. Next, we'll look at the integrated framework that make up that, that make these tools practical, followed by the real world case studies. So I'll give you case studies of smart reservoir management. Finally, we'll end with a look at the future and opportunities for you as students and professionals. Please note that this lecture is very progressive. So we'll be going from problems, solutions, applications, then opportunities. So see it more as a storyline than just a narration or as a presentation. No, see it more as a broader story that builds on the previous one. So by the end, you will see how geoscience and data science together can unlock smarter and more sustainable reservoirs. So for our first slide, our introduction, you can see a computer with. So beginning, let's petroleum engineers has always been about petroleum engineering, sorry, has always been about understanding the subsurface and maximizing recovery, right? So for well, sometimes my colleagues will be like, Kizito, you and this your AI, you want to chase away engineers. And I'm sure some persons here might have the opinion that machine learning coming into the petroleum industry would basically be making engineers redundant. Well, today I'm here to debunk that. So as time goes on, I would show you how petroleum engineering works in this digital age, right? But in digital age, the way we generate, process, and use data has transformed dramatically. It has transformed totally. It's no longer the same. So smart reservoirs represent a new paradigm combining traditional geoscience knowledge with advanced data science techniques. This integration allows us to make faster, more accurate, more sustainable decisions in exploration and production. So keywords there are fast, accurate, and sustainable. So it's not just about making decisions. If a decision is too late, it might not yield any tangible result. And if a decision is not accurate, if it has minor errors, it might end up destroying everything. It might end up causing losses to your company. And if your decision is not sustainable, then how can we make good money from it, right? So think of geoscience as the map that shows us where the oil is, and data science as the GPS that guides us in real time to extract it efficiently. So data science is in this modern day is basically that map. So you could see a contour map on the screen. So see data science as that GPS that will guide us through this, that will guide us in real time efficiently. So let's talk about the thematic pillars. So stress for students, this is a frontier you'll be entering for profession. This is a frontier you'll be entering. While for professionals, it's evolution of the workflow you already know. So with this context in mind, let's look at the challenges we face in hydrocarbon recoveries. So the first thematic pillar we'll be talking about is hydrocarbon recovery challenges. Basically an overview. You could see an image of various crude oil recovery methods and the rest. So first, we'll talk about the traditional recovery method that we're used to. So we have the primary, the natural drive. Hydrocarbon recovery is the process of extracting oil and gas from the reservoir. That is a simple definition for that. Traditionally, we rely on 3 stages. Primary recovery, which uses natural drive. We have our secondary recovery, which ingests water or gas to push hydrocarbon out. And tertiary recovery, also called enhanced oil recovery, which uses advanced techniques like chemical heat or CO2 injection. Uh, Even with all these methods, we typically recover barely, I think, 30 to 50%. Yes, Lake et al. States this clearly. So of the original oil in place, we recover just about 30 to 50%. So basically, imagine buying a glass juice. Say you buy Chivita or so, and you pour it in a glass cup, and you're only able to drink half. I cannot be satisfied buying, how much is it? I think a Chivita juice now is about 1,000 or 2,000 naira, and I buy it and I'm only allowed to drink half. I'll be very annoyed. I'll be very annoyed with whoever makes that. So that is the challenge and the rest of it is trapped in the glass, right? So that's the challenge engineers are facing today. We can only economically recover about 50% according to Lake et al. In 2014. Now, obviously, technologies has improved beyond that. But even from the diagram, you could see that the maximum the tertiary recovery could recover is about 70%, right? So that is still about 30% cannot be recovered economically, right? Now, this inefficiency means billions of barrels remain untapped as reservoirs age and become more complex. So as reservoirs age, they become more complex. You start suffering obsolescence problems, you start suffering conformance issues with your wells, and so on and so forth. So recovery becomes even harder. Geological heterogeneity, differences in rock properties, capillary trappings, a lot of things prevent your hydrocarbon from flowing freely. Like a lot of things just make it difficult for you to flow. So so the challenge is clear. Traditional method leave too much behind. The traditional method we have today leave too much behind. Whether it's 30% or 50%, it is still too much to be left behind. That is why we need smarter and data-driven approaches. The next thematic pillar we'll be looking at is still hydrocarbon challenge, but then we're taking a deep dive. So oil and gas discoveries are declining worldwide. Many of the reservoirs we work with today are mature, meaning they have already been produced for decades. This makes recovery more complex and costly. Fluctuating oil prices, economic pressures add another layer of difficulty. Engineer must balance technical feasibility with financial viability. So it's not just about solving that problem. I'm trying to be fast. So it's not just about solving that problem. It's not just about okay, I've been able to find a technique to produce this oil. What you are producing, is it economical for your company? Right? Is it financially viable for your company? So that's 30% or 50% you have in your reservoir left to be produced. By the time you produce it, compared to the price of oil in the market and the cost of other logistics, personnel, and the rest, is it profitable for your company? So that is the challenge engineers are facing today. Even advanced numerical simulators struggle to capture the full complexity of subsurface dynamics. When data is sparse or noisy, these models often fail to provide reliable prediction. It's not just about physics. It's about integrating diverse data sets, quantifying uncertainties, adapting in real time. Traditional reservoir engineering methods often fall short in these areas, right? Your Eclipse, your Embal, your Prospers, they all fall short in these areas. So this is where machine learning offers a paradigm shift, giving us tools to learn directly from data and adapting to uncertainty. So as we are learning even non-linear relationships that those data represent, we are also adapting to the uncertainties that our reservoirs, because there's no reservoir engineer that will tell you clearly that he knows exactly to the very minute detail how his reservoir would what's it called, react in the next 1 month or in the next 2 months. He can only give you assumptions and estimates from theory that he has studied and from experience, but he cannot give it to the minute detail, right? So, but I'm not telling you that machine learning will give you that, but machine learning learns better than we human beings. As most of us here as students would attest, your chat GPT understands your notes better than you that wrote that note and paste it on your chat GPT. For those of you that have tried using it. So that takes us to the next thematic pillar, machine learning foundation, right? Machine learning patterns versus deterministic equations. Sorry. Sorry, give me a minute. I'm trying to confirm. Okay. So, machine learning patterns versus deterministic approaches. What is this? Sorry, my system is okay. Machine learning patterns versus deterministic approaches. I'm trying to minimize this zoom image is blocking part of part of my slide, so I can't see it clearly from my end here. Shoot. It's better. Okay. Can you still see what I'm presenting? Can someone answer me, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I'm trying to hide it or something. I don't know why it is being difficult. So I'm having difficulty in hiding it. Okay, I think this is better. Oh, okay. So we have ML lens patterns, wide versus deterministic equations. So majority of models we have today use various equations. So the most common one is the partial differential equations that we use in MBAL, I think in Prosper, while material balance use material balance equations. So this handles uncertainties, and machine learning handles uncertainties and incomplete data, while our deterministic method find it difficult to do that. So ML is like teaching a reservoir to recognize its own fingerprint, right? The next we are looking at is ML application in petroleum engineering. So machine learning isn't just theory; it's already being applied across petroleum engineering workflows. First, first of its application is on reservoir characterizations. So ML can analyze well logs, seismic data to predict rock properties like porosity, permeability. Think of it as giving engineers X-ray vision into the subsurface. I think it was Uchendu. I think Uchendu's paper. Uchendu is a Chevron staff. I think it's 2024 paper or so that worked on something of this nature. So his paper predicted porosity, permeability, and lithofacials from well logs and seismic data. The next is production forecasting. Time series models like LSTM, that is long short term memory, okay. SGBoost, which is like a memory system for sequential data. SGBoost is a powerful prediction algorithm. So LSTM is a memory system for sequential data. SGBoost is more like a powerful prediction algorithm, can forecast production rates more accurately than traditional decline curve method. The next is EOR screening. ML can classify which enhanced recovery method is best suited for a reservoir. saving time and resources. Well placement and control. Well, ML reinforcement learning, which works like training a robot to trial and errors, can optimize drilling paths and injection strategies in real time. This application show how ML is not replacing engineers, but empowering them to make smarter, faster, and more efficient decisions. Of course, advances come with challenges, and let's look at that next. Now, the challenges we see in ML, one of the most popular one is the black box challenge. Yes, black box. This lacks interpretability. Machine learning is powerful, right? But it's not a silver bullet. I don't know if you understand what I mean by silver. So those of us that have watched most vampire movies, they'll tell you one of the easiest way to kill a vampire is to stake him in the heart, shoot him a silver bullet. Now, you can stake a vampire in other places, don't die, but stake him in the heart to die, right? But in that same way, note, once you shoot a silver bullet at a vampire, if it touches any part of that vampire will disintegrate and die. But then ML is not a silver bullet, please. It's not. Engineers face several challenges when applying MLs to reservoirs. And one of those challenges is the black box model, right? Many machine learning algorithms are criticized as black box. They produce predictions, but don't always explain how. For engineers, this lack of transparency makes it hard to trust the results. So you could see in the image I showed you, could see someone trying to use a microscope to look into a black box, while you could see a group of engineers sitting in front of a black box and trying to figure out how exactly are all those numerous wires connected and what function are those wires doing. So that is the problem we see. So it's like, just imagine, for instance, let's imagine for a brief moment that you are going from Warri to Asaba, for instance, or from Asaba to Warri, whichever the case may be, and you don't know your way. And you on your Google map, for your GPS, your Google map, and there is no map. It's just a GPS telling you turn left, turn right, but you're not seeing the map. You don't know how it decided that left is that at that very point you should turn left, or how you decide at the very next point, then after 20 kilometers, that you should turn right. There's no map, just a blank page telling you to turn left and turn right. You will find it difficult. You probably feel that the map is wrong at that instance, and you probably have to start recalibrating your Google map. So see it in that way. That is what black box does to us in a more advanced state. Now, some of us might not be too interested in knowing what happens, but in engineering, especially in our industry, you want to know exactly how that decision was reached. You want to know why your model is telling you to put your choke size at 32 instead of 24, for instance, right? So another problem we have is data quality sensitivity. So ML models are only as good as the data they are trained on. I repeat, models are only as good as the data they are trained on. So if the data is noisy, is incomplete, or is biased, the prediction will be unreliable. It will be pure garbage in and garbage out. If you feed poor data, you are certainly going to get a poor result. That is fact. That is clear-cut fact, right? So if you're building any model, please ensure that you get good data, or at least you add a proper preprocessing pipeline to your model. If you don't do that, you're going to have wrong predictions on unreliable predictions. So the next problem we have is hyperparameter tuning. Now, performance depends heavily on fine adjustment to model parameters. This requires expertise and can be time-consuming, very time-consuming. So it's not that simple. It's not that easy. To overcome these challenges, ML must, need for domain informed. Yeah. So to overcome these challenges, ML must be combined with domain knowledge. Engineers need interpretable, scalable frameworks that integrate seamlessly into the workflows. So it's not just about building a new model. It's not just about building a new framework. You have to build something that integrates with our current workflow in the industry. Yes, we are going to grow. Yes, we're not going to do that overnight. It's a process. So if you're building something that cannot be integrated in the current workflow, or at least just replace one or two components from the current workflow, your models might not be used. So, and our models have to be so your models, any model you are building has to be domain informed. You have to have the in-depth knowledge of what you are building and what you are trying to change, and change it gradually, right? The next thematic pillar we are going to look at this evening is integrated framework for reservoir optimization. And the first is our modular ML frameworks. Now, so far we have seen individual applications, but to truly transform reservoir engineering, we need integrated frameworks, systems that bring together all steps from data injection to decision making. This framework starts with data injection, pulling in well logs, production data, simulation output, lab data, and so on and so forth. And next comes pre-processing. Like I said, always make sure that whatever you build has a proper processing pipeline. I'm talking to the students here, especially those of us, and even professionals, those of us that are into building models for the industry. Make sure that whatever you build has a proper pre-processing pipeline where data is clean and standardized. Then we train ML models. So you train ML models, validate them against known results, and visualize output in dashboard. Obviously, we all want to see what the results our model is giving from our wells or from our separators, and so on and so forth, from our surface facilities, and even what the subsurface is reading. We want to see the graphs, we want to visualize it, right? Finally, the systems enables real-time control, such as adjusting well injections strategies. So you can be adjusting well injection, maybe you decide to increase your injection to 2000 psi, your injection pressure to 2000 psi, or change your choke from 32 to 24 or to 48, as the case may be. Now, the power of this framework lies in automation, reducing manual efforts, interpretability, making models more transparent, and scalability, ensuring solutions can be deployed across multiple fields. That is where the benefits lie. That is where the powers of our frameworks lies. So in automation, interpretability, and scalability. So if it is not scalable, if it can't be implemented or deployed across multiple fields, then you might be lagging behind, or your models might not be usable, right? Now, you could see the image you see on the screen is a dashboard of a framework I built beginning last year, but we finished it this year. We made some changes this year, and the first paper was published at the last NIES. A second paper might be published in this NIES, or adding taking notes of the various changes or adaptations we have done. So to make ML practical in reservoir engineering, we need modular components that work together seamlessly. We're talking of data pipelines. These pipelines automatically ingest data from multiple sources: well logs, production data, simulation output, your lab results. Think of them as arteries that carry information to the system. Know what arteries are from your body system? Your arteries carry blood to your heart, to your brains, and the rest. So think of them as arteries and veins that carry information into your system. Dashboards built with tools like Streamlit. That this dashboard you are seeing on your screen was built with Streamlit and Plotly, allows engineers to monitor reservoir performance in real time instead of static reports. You get interactive visuals that updates continuously. Reinforcement learning. So, okay, sorry, I did not play that. So the next is on reinforcement learning. These agents act like smart controllers. They learn by try and error to optimize well control and ingestion strategies dynamically, adapting a changing reservoir conditions. So to changing reservoir conditions. See this as, how will I put this to you now? You know, in my last presentation, someone recommended, I agreed with him though, I still do, he recommended that I should add autopiloting to our model, which we are still looking at and would decide that. But then I've not gotten approval to add that yet. But the point is this: your model should have dynamic work, should allow for control. So you should have reinforcement learning that learns as your reservoir changes, because your reservoir condition will change as the time goes on. But your model should learn on the go, right? So next, we have to look at containerized deployment. So using Docker, this framework can be packaged, deployed anywhere. It's like putting your ML system into a portable launch bus, ensuring scalability, reproducibility, and easy collaboration. Together, these components form the backbone of smart reservoir optimization. Next, we will see how the concepts evolves into smart reservoir management. So let's talk about smart reservoir management, which was the bane of this ambassador lecture today. So smart reservoir management, the most common is digital oil field. I think Aradel is still working on this. They are building on it faster. And I think Renaissance is also doing something around digital oil field. Smart reservoir management is the next stage in petroleum engineering digital transformation. It's about using automation, real-time data, and advanced analytics to optimize reservoir performance. Over the past 2 decades, we have moved from manual workflows and silo data system to digital oil field. Sensors, big data analytics, and real-time surveillance now form the backbone of modern upstream operations. Automation reduces human error and speeds up decision making, while data analytics, sorry about that. So while data analytics provide, automation reduces human error and speed up decision making, while data analytics provide deeper insight. Together, they allow engineers to respond to reservoir changes in real time. The next is integrated assets modeling. IAM brings together subsurface, surface, and economic models into one unified system. Like I said earlier, it's not just about building something, right? It's not just about, okay, I can produce that oil that's remaining, but is it economical? So IAM now is a model that combines subsurface, surface, and economic models into one unified system. So this integration enables holistic decision making, optimizing production, reducing costs, and improving sustainability. Think of smart reservoir management as upgrading from manual car to a self-driving vehicle. The driver in this case, an engineer, is still in control, but the system assists with real-time adjustment to make the journey smoother and safer. On the next slide, we will look at the real-world case studies where companies have successfully deployed smart reservoir systems. So one very important case study is the Middle East giant. They used real-time monitoring plus machine learning, and they got an 8% increase in recovery factor. And a not CE mature field, I avoid naming some names here, but then in that case, they use an integrated asset modeling, reduced water cuts, and extended field life. In US shale play, machine learning driven well placement improved EUR, that is estimated optimal recovery, by 12%. But then I would like to note that Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil, and Total applied theirs in OML 58, are all using these various technologies. Total is using IAM, for instance. So I would like to avoid making some specific notes to this. So this example shows that smart reservoir management isn't just theory, is delivering measurable results across diverse geographies and reservoir type. So smart reservoirs are not the endpoint, they are the beginning of a new era in petroleum engineering. Future frameworks will match physics-based equation with ML adaptability, creating hybrid models that are both interpretable and powerful. Digital twins. Digital twins will act as real-time replicas of reservoirs, allowing engineers to test scenarios virtually before applying them in the field. With sensors and IoTs, that is edge computing, with sensors and IoTs devices at the website, edge computing will enable faster, localized decision-making without relying solely on central servers. The industry is under pressure to reduce emissions. Smart reservoirs will integrate carbon management, ensuring recovery is optimized while minimizing environmental impact. This direction shows how petroleum engineering is evolving into data-driven, sustainable discipline. Next, we'll conclude with key takeaways. So the key takeaways we have is we have explored the challenge. We have explored the challenges of hydrocarbon recovery in the foundation. We have explored the challenges of hydrocarbon recovery, the foundations of we have explored the challenges of hydrocarbon recovery, the foundations of ML, its applications, and the evolution towards smart reservoirs. Machine learning is a tool to empower engineers. It does not replace expertise, it enhances it. Integrated frameworks ensure automations, interpretability, and scalability, making ML practical in real-world workflow. Smart reservoirs represent smart reservoirs represent the future, data-driven, adaptive, and aligned with sustainable goals. The reservoir of tomorrow is intelligent, adaptive, and sustainable. As engineers, we are not just managing hydrocarbons, we are shaping the future of energy. Work smart, not just hard, like the barber in this clip. The barber in this picture was just using scissors to barb her instead of getting a proper clipper. So he's working hard, yes, but he's not working smart enough. Thank you so much. So let's shape the future of smart reservoirs together. And the future of energy lies not only in what we extract, but how intelligently we manage it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sal, for that insightful session. We are so grateful.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I know I was rushing down, but I needed to join another presentation. I'm really sorry about that. But thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we are moving on to our icebreaker session, which will be taken by Miss Eddie.
Hello. Sola, please, we are going to have the question and answer first before that. Thank you.
Okay, ma.
That's true. Sola, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, ma.
Yes, since our speaker is going to have another session, I feel we should just take the photograph session before the question and answer.
Okay,
Right?
ma. Okay, so for the photograph session, can everybody start their video so we can take a picture of everyone present in this Zoom meeting?
Please, I say Mr. William, please, could you help us capture this the photograph session?
All right, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So SP, can we respond and with the thumbs up, please? SP.
Solutions, people, energy.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. So we are taking the question and answer session, and it will be taken by Mr. Ike is not here, so it will be taken by Prince
Yeah, I'm here.
Ekeka. Okay, thank you. So sorry. Okay, so it will be taken by Mr. Ike Church E, who is the competition head, SPU NMU chapter.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. I dropped a message on the chat box for us to drop our questions. I don't think I saw any questions here. Just one. Okay, I'll be starting with the question here. Please, is the speaker with us? Miss Engineer Chukwebuka, is it still with us? Hello?
Yeah, I'm trying to check the participant if he's still here.
Okay, okay.
I don't think he's with us anymore. I can't see him on the list. So
Okay, who is going to answer the questions for us? Yes.
well, since the speaker is not on the call, I feel we can still drop our questions, right? And we relate it to him because he has another session that he has to present, right? So I don't know if we have any questions, we can just relate it back to him.
Okay.
Or what
Okay,
do you
so
think, Miss Juliana?
Yes, sure. And you can also connect him on LinkedIn, right? So your question can be answered.
All right, thank you, Ma. Okay, so do we have any questions? Is there anybody that wants to ask a question?
Some questions have been dropped in the chat box. I'll take that in response.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, so I've seen the question from Callistus. This your question is quite long. But anyways, I think I would have to relate this to engineer Chikwebuka. And I think, or you can as well reach out to him on LinkedIn, right? Thank you. Sola, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Abby. The next on our agenda is the icebreaker section. The icebreaker section. Is Mr. Olajide Paul on the call with us? Miss Abby, can you take the icebreaker session?
Okay, thank you, Sola. I think we should just give it to IK, Abi EK to take over this icebreaker session since he's present and he's from NMU. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. EK Church EU.
yeah. Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the icebreaker session. So, I'm going to be asking you some questions. So all you need to do is to, if you know the answers to the questions, you just need to drop it in the chat box, and that's all. It's just to improve the liveliness of this meeting. So please, next slide. Okay, the first question. Which SPE chapter do you represent? So everybody, you can just drop in what SPE chapter we represent in the chat box. Please don't forget that, because if we all speak at the same time, it's going to be rowdy. So drop in the chat box. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, question 2. What is your motivation for a career in the oil and gas business, oil and gas industry? Sorry. What is your motivation for a career in the oil and gas industry? So drop in your answers. I can see someone saying money. Well, initially that was my motivation, but I think over the years I've improved my motivation. I've seen like a lot of things that's in the industry that has actually made me to fall in love with the oil and gas industry. So money cannot be your only motivation. You should actually look for something that motivates you aside money in the oil and gas industry, because yeah, the industry is very vast. So look for more interests or more passions. Question 3, please. Okay. Which animal has the largest brain relative to body size? Which animal has the largest brain relative to body size? Drop your answers in the chat box. I can see Will. Me personally, I don't know the answer to that question, but let's check it out.
Okay, sorry, my network kicked me out.
Okay. Okay. I checked I checked online, and the answer I got is the sperm whale. I can see shrew here. Okay. So we can also the answer. The answer is shrew. But what I saw online was sperm whale. I don't know how correct that is. Okay. Next question. Which planet has the strongest winds in the solar system? Which planet has the strongest winds in the solar system? If you say Jupiter or Mars, you are wrong. The answer is Neptune. And it has a supersonic wind. It has supersonic wind which exceeds 1,200 miles per hour. So Neptune is the answer. And the final question. What is the main purpose of reservoir simulation models? What is the main purpose of reservoir simulation models? Please, let's not be quiet too. Let's be active as we've been from the beginning. I'm not seeing any answers in the chat box. What is the main purpose of reservoir simulation models? Okay, let me give you a hint. One of the models is to predict future reservoir performance. So keep your answers coming. Okay, yeah. Seen one. We also have to optimize development plans by using physics, maths, and computers to model fluid flow in complex subsurface reservoirs. We also have to help companies make better investment decisions and maximum recovery. Is this the last question?
Yes, this is it.
Okay. Thank you all so much for your active responses in the icebreaker session. Have a wonderful rest of the meeting. Yeah, over to you, moderator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ike. So next on the agenda is the Slido quiz by Mr. Amos Apodoma. He's a young professional from SP Warri section.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Just a minute, let me share my slide. Please confirm you can see my slide. Uh, please confirm you can still hear me.
No, we can hear you, but we can't.
Okay, I'll be sending the link to the chat box so we can start joining. Give me a minute. So we can start joining for the quiz with this link. Okay, only one person has joined. Okay, I'm seeing Shoshi Gift. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Okay, Ambassador Tega has joined. We have 18 persons on this call, so I'm hoping to see a minimum of, say, 15 persons before we continue. Okay, Ebenezer has joined. Okay, I need more, 5 more persons to join. Goodness, please join. Okay, Ania has joined. Odinaka, please, you can join. Owen. Okay, I see Oluwa Sheung has joined. Ruby, you can join. Okay, 1 more minute and then I'll proceed. But before I proceed, confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen, Amos.
All right. Okay, I'm about to start now. Trust all of us, we are set. The participant, they are set. So our first question. What is the main drive? Can you see my screen?
We can
Yes,
see
we
your
can
screen
see your
very well.
screen.
Hold on. Okay. Does that mean stop sharing? Share again. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm seeing answers already. The percentage of water. This is a question number. Okay, let me review the answer. So only 25% got the answer correctly. The answer is B, pressure support from an active aquifer. So next question. What is a reservoir simulation model? I believe everybody should get this. Everybody should get this. Oil produced using natural reservoir energy, pressure difference between fluid in different pump sizes, a computer model used to predict reservoir performance. What's the answer? Okay, 100% got this. An easy one. Okay, what percentage of our brain do we use? While growing up, they say we don't use up to 100% of our brain. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 20. Let's see. I know most of us might fail this one, but let's see. Okay, let's see the answer. The answer is 100% of our brain. We actually use 100% of our brain as opposed to the myths that we do here that we use 5% of our brain and all of that. So we've learned something new today. Our next question is, what is the color of the sun? Okay, let's see. What is the color of the sun? Okay, 50% got it. Okay, the sun actually is white. It's only the atmosphere that kind of change the color. That's why we see it as some of like yellow and all of that. So our next question. What is the biggest organ in the human body? I believe everybody should get this. Okay, let's see the answer. So the skin is the biggest organ in the human body. So let's move to the next question. Yeah, let's review the answer to that question. Yeah, I know a lot of us we feel this question back then when we were in school. Say they told us then that we had human senses, but scientifically it has been proven that we have over 20 plus human senses. Okay. Does cold weather causes cold? It should now. Does cold weather causes cold? A lot of you are picking no. When the AC is high, they'll be cold now. Oh, let's see what the answer is. Actually, cold weather does not cause cold. It's actually virus that causes cold. However, our fan, our AC, gives this low room temperature for this virus to start, working and all of that. So our next question is, what is bubble point? Our reservoir students should understand this. Okay. I was expecting everybody to get this answer correctly. So let's see the answer. Okay, 50% got it. The pressure at which dissolved gas starts to come out of oil, that's a bubble point pressure. Next question. What is one challenges of machine learning? Our speaker made mention of it, so if you are paying attention, we should be able to get this. I don't expect anybody to fail this. Yeah. A lot of us failed it. The black box, our speaker was explaining the black box model the other time. So the answer is the black box model. So according to our speaker, this is the final question. To our speaker, how many reservoir recovery method do we have? I believe everybody, this is more like a bonus question to us all. So anybody that faces this question, we should look for that person and flog the person. Okay, let's see the final answer. We actually have 3 reservoir recovery method. So the 29% of persons that face this particular question will look for you and then will decide what to do with you. So let's review the leaderboard. So our winner from third position is Oluwa Seun. Then we have Oluwa Sola and then Choshi Ike. Congratulations to 3 of you. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining that short quiz slide. Now, on the next on our agenda is the announcement.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just informed that our speaker is back up and is ready to take questions. So I don't know if you could read the question out for him so that you could take it. It's on the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. The question is, if frameworks for quality checks are included in modern day models, these machines will be well informed as to what to pass ahead and what to trash. Because like we all know, ALLs assume based on data available to it.
Sorry, I did not get that question. Can you just maybe retype it for me? Let me read it myself or something. Or send it to me privately on WhatsApp, whichever one is more convenient. Sorry.
Okay. Hello?
Now look, did you get what I just said?
Yes, I want to read it. I want to read it to you. Is that
Okay.
okay? Yeah,
That
it
is
said,
fine.
okay. It said, are they independent, site in quality check frameworks to each pipeline point? Example, the guy was giving an example. He said, data injection, quality check, processing, quality check, interpretation, quality check, decision, quality check, etc. He said, this is following up on what you said about training your model to be good with data, because if there were a model for quality, the fear rate of inconsistency itself in results would be reduced, right? So what are the frameworks used to further reduce this? That was the first question. Because he believes that if frameworks for quality checks are included in modern day models, this machine would be well informed as what to pass ahead and what to trash. Because like we all know, AI assume based on data available. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you so much. And there is, I don't know how many of us here know Engineer Chikeze Nwosu. I think he's the CEO of Hayes Energy, HSI. Please, I keep pronouncing that. How many of us know him, please? I think he's Nigerian Council board member, and one time, I think he was even one time Nigerian Council president, right? SP Nigerian Council president. So, well, the point is to answer that question, he developed what's it called? A system. I'm trying to look for it. Sorry, give me a minute. He developed a system that is currently used on Tetlog, and I used it in my work. I think it's called Anchor or Anchor. I'm trying to get the right word for you, so in case anyone wants to verify it. Well, while I look for the right name, the way the system works is it's okay. Yes, I found it. Anchor, yes. So corresponding analysis, Anchor. So it uses more like a three-way inference system where it can be more than three. But usually, I think the minimum is usually three, but it can be more than three. So depending on how many inferring points your data set has, right? So if it has 20 inference points, you have about 20 inference system. I wish there's a board here. I would draw it out for you and simplify it using a graph and what's it called? What was this thing called again? So basically, let me explain the minimum one. So the minimum is three, right? So imagine, let's say you have a data set that have three inference points. And let's say maybe one of the inference points, let's say one of the inference points does not have much consistency. So let's say maybe out of 20 data sets that has three inference points, maybe the first one has 10, 10 data set that reflects that inference point. The second one has maybe 8 data set that reflect that that shows that inference point. Then this last one has just 2 left, right? Out of 20, just 2 left. The other 2 has already taken away 18. If you train your model on that, it will easily recognize. I'm just trying to describe a very simple model here. So it could easily recognize the first 2 that has 10 and 8. So if it sees any data that has the inference points of the first 2, either the 10 or 8 inference points, it will recognize it easily. But the other one has 2, it wouldn't. It might end up giving it, not it might end up, it will most likely give you a wrong result, especially if you are building a data using the maybe the 2080 train and test method or the 7030, depending on whatever train and test method you use. You might end up with something wrong. But if you're using the anchor method that Injachike also showed me about, he told me about it when I was discussing my work with him. He said, if you get the what's it called? A Tetlog is currently using it. I know you can adapt it to any machine learning system you're building. You can spread those inference points into 3 places, right? And okay, let's assume the third one has up to 3 places. The 3. So you spread the inference points into 3 places. So you have 3 inference points, 3 distributions, and you can do 3 selections. So you have 3 inference points, 3 distributions, 3 selections. That is if your inference point is 3. So if it's 20, you have 20 inference points, 20 distributions, 20 selections. So in that way, you get to dip your hand into the 3 different soups. So you can test the egusi differently, test the ogbono differently, test the okra differently. So your model becomes very robust. So if anything happens and it sees any of those data, it will any of the data that look alike, or even data that has 2 inference points and does not have one, or any of that does not have any of them, it's able to detect it. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't know if that makes sense to the person that asks that question.
Yeah.
You can mute your mic and let's have a conversation. I like having conversations during my presentation, but I'm really sorry for today. I had another presentation waiting for me, so I had to they were calling me, I had to rush in, do that, and come back here. I had to keep them waiting for about 5 minutes. That's how I had to rush my previous presentation. But now I'm here for you fully and to answer every question that I might have scanned through while making my presentation.
Okay.
So
Okay,
did I answer that question correctly to whoever asked that question?
Yeah,
Does that make sense, or
I can't say
should I
for the
simplify it
person
further?
because the person is not on the call, unfortunately, but we already told him to reach out to you personally, maybe on WhatsApp or LinkedIn. So, but I feel I understood it to some extent. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. The next question, please.
Sola, over to you. I think that was the only question that was left on the chat box.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So now we'll move on to our announcement. Yes, so Society of Petroleum Engineers, that's the SB Nigerian Council, are having their annual student graduation symposium 2025 maiden edition, which is going to take place tomorrow on Zoom by 4:30 p.m. prompt. And the theme is navigating the transition from campus to industry. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is our membership drive from SPU Warwick. Okay, so these are membership drive where you can refer.
Hello, Sola. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Okay, so
Hi.
good evening.
Good evening. Thank you
Miss
very much.
Ella.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you can go on.
All right, thank you. So let me take it out from here. Okay, so we have an upcoming ASGS coming up tomorrow for SC Nigerian Council for all the graduate students the um from Nigeria. We'll be having, and this is the meeting edition. The theme is themed navigating the transition from campus to the industry. So if you're a student or a graduate student, so please tell someone to join me on the call tomorrow. Engineer Amina will be part of the guests. We'll also be having two distinguished keynote speakers, an amazing lineup of panelists from young professionals. All right. Also, in this ASGS, we have a refer and win contest. How this works is if you're able to refer someone, please move to the next slide. If you're able to refer someone to join the SPE, you will get uh, a prize on the winners will be announced on the 20th of February. More of it will be announced at the ASGS tomorrow. So please tune in. It promises to be a very exciting program, a very enriching program where you can connect with senior professionals, even with your folks. Time is 4:30 p.m. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sola.
Thank you so much, Miss Elo. So for our closing remark, Miss Juniana is going to take that, and she's the SPYP ALP lead worry section.
All right. Thank you very much. It's me again. My name is Juliana G. I'm the ALP lead. I just want to start by thanking each and every one of you for showing up. I would like to give a special thanks to our speaker today. I understand that his schedule was really tight, but he still kept his word and showed up and even came back for the call. I want to also appreciate the three schools who collaborated with today, all those, especially those that came up and anchored their segment. A special gratitude also goes to my ALP colleague. She put up the whole planning, the whole process together. She put up everything together and it was excellent. Thank you very much. I would also like to appreciate our immediate past chair, Engineer Tammy, who was up on this call for a very long time. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us and also delivering the opening remark. Also to my team, Amos, William, thank you so very much. You all make this team work. Aboyua, thank you. Collaboration, thank you so very much. I would like to see my team is the best, even though we are still looking for ways to up our attendance, our numbers. But I would like to let you all know that you all are the MVP. And I can't wait to see you all tomorrow at our ASGS. From me to you, it's good night and stay safe. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Juliana. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.